Hello again. This is me, Paul Cookson, the Bard. This is the Beard, and this is the back bedroom where I'm doing my poetry casts. And today, 3 poems about spiders, or based on spiders. And the first one is a true story. I was in a school, I was doing an assembly, and I noticed the children at the back, the year 5 and 6, were pointing above my head. It was quite a low ceiling, very new hall, very white, and they'd seen something that was black on the white ceiling. It was a spider, and I'll be honest, it was the biggest, hairiest spider I've ever seen, not in a zoo. And then it started moving, and as it started moving across the ceiling, people's eyes were drawn to the movement, so the words getting further and further forward. Spider, spider, look, there's a spider, spider. I thought, if the infants find out, there's going to be chaos. They'll all go, ah, spider, and then they'll wet themselves. Luckily, a teacher noticed what was happening. She went to the staff room. She came back from the staff room. In one hand, she had a wine glass. I don't know why they have wine glasses in staff rooms. I think it's medicinal reasons. And the other hand, she had a piece of paper. She stood in a chair, put the wine glass on the ceiling, put the paper over the top of the wine glass. She walked out of the hall, 30 metres across the school playground, got to the fence, and she threw the spider over the fence. And all the time I'm thinking, that would be a great idea for a poem. And then I found out the teacher's name, and this is absolutely true. The teacher's name, Mrs. Crawley. You couldn't make it up. So this is called The Monster Spider on the Ceiling, and it does feature Mrs. Crawley. I also had to find out lots of words that rhymed with ceiling so I could get the repeated line in. Watching, waiting, way up high, loitering with evil eye, for that moment of revealing the monster spider on the ceiling. Pupils sitting in the hall assemble while it starts to crawl, step by step, most unappealing, the monster spider on the ceiling. Like a dark cloud in the blue, eventually comes into view. There's no hiding or concealing the monster spider on the ceiling. One by one, all realize, with open mouths and widened eyes, pointing, panicking and squealing at the monster spider on the ceiling. Shrieking, shouting as it's crawling, frightened that it may start falling. The assembled trembled, senses reeling, the monster spider on the ceiling. To the rescue, one brave teacher, on a chair reached to the creature. One swift move and she was peeling the monster spider from the ceiling. With a wine glass from the staff room and some cardboard from a classroom, very soon she was dealing with that monster from the ceiling. Safely, soundly, slowly, surely, the creepy caught by Mrs. Crawley. She relieved all anxious feeling, caught that monster on the ceiling, took it out across the yard, to the fence, chucked it hard, somersaulting and cartwheeling. Bye-bye spider from the ceiling. And I performed that poem for a long time. And I remember being in a school in Wolverhampton, actually. And this little girl, she was in year 2 or year 3, something like that. And she said, Paul, what type of spider was it? I said, I don't know. And she said, was it a tarantulator? Obviously, she meant the word tarantula. But I thought, tarantulator? What a good idea. And at that point, I was writing poems for a book of alien poems. I thought, tarantulator, that sounds like a monster spider from outer space. Hence this poem. Look out, tarantulator. If you want to join in, you go, tarantulator. Half alien creature, half machine, eyes that glow both red and green. Robot spider, terminator. Look out, tarantulator. 8 long legs, multi-jointed, spikes and spots, poisoned, pointed, predatory aggravator. Look out, tarantulator. Venom in those vampire fangs. Do not feel those hunger pangs, threads and webs of steel creator. Look out, tarantulator. Radioactive hairs that quiver, saliva like an acid river. Interspecies space mutator. Look out, tarantulator. It'll be back to see you later. Look out, tarantulator. So those 2 poems are available in this book. If you're interested, you can buy that with the other books on the website, paulcooksonpoet.co.uk. Do that if you want, and I'll sign them for you as well. Also, this is a new poem. Not in a book yet. It's called The Spider in Our Teacher's Tea. Not a true story, but I suppose many of you would wish it might be a true story at some point. We saw it creep, we saw it crawl, from the ceiling, down the wall, across her desk so silently, the spider in our teacher's tea. It scuttled up our teacher's cup, we saw it climb, we heard it plop. Everybody smiled with glee. The spider in our teacher's tea. We saw her stop. We didn't. That line was wrong. We saw her stare. We saw her stop. We all looked down as she looked up. We all know she did not see the spider in our teacher's tea. The cup she lifted to her lips. At first a few small simple sips, and then she gulped it greedily. The spider in our teacher's tea. The spider in our teacher's tea, with its legs so black and long. The spider in our teacher's tea, they tickled on our teacher's tongue. She felt a certain wriggle where, what was moving inside there? Broken tea bag or tea leaf? The spider stuck between her teeth. The spider in our teacher's mouth, those legs, they nearly wriggled out, spluttering disgustingly. The spider in our teacher's tea, and no one said a single word. But those sounds that we all heard, screaming, screeching, scarily, the spider in our teacher's tea. And then she ran so very fast, through the door, out of the class. The day that nobody forgets, our teacher's day of most regrets. It went down in history. The spider in our teacher's tea. Be careful. Look up before you drink from your cup. Okay. Paul Cookson's Joke Shop, available if you want it. I'll see you again sometime. Take care.